Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Tuesday, November 9th, at 3:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 625 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Fox 5 weather forecast for Tuesday, November 9th. Tuvalu is sinking, island nation threatened by sea level rise looks for salvation. AOC's woke whine is why the Dems cannot stop losing. Kellyanne Conway resurfaces with her most brazen Trump lie yet. Teen driver who hit cyclists while rolling coal on them faces felony charges in Texas. Tucker proves he's completely ignorant of history with a judge attack. Alec's Andrea Ocasio-Cortez responds after Rep. Paul Gosar shared a violent anime edited to include her. This dude is just a collection of wet toothpicks. Journalist reveals key Capitol riot evidence Mike Pence is trying to keep hidden. Wild honeybees believed to have been wiped out discovered in ancient woodlands. Newsom disappears for more than a week, reportedly props up at oil heiress wedding. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. COVID-19 live updates, vaccines, travel restrictions and the latest, The New York Times. Alec Baldwin's idiotic call for more police on movie sets after his Rust shooting, The Daily Beast. Astroworld security guard felt unprepared, training day before festival, TMZ. Metallurgist admits faking steel test results for U.S. Navy subs, BBC News. SoftBank shares jump 11% on $9 BLN buyback, Reuters. Chicago Bears LB Cassius Marsh says he was hip-checked by ref before being hit with taunting penalty, incredibly inappropriate, SBN.com. Steph Curry posts first 50-point, 10-assist game of career, passes Wilt Chamberlain as oldest player to do so, CBS Sports. Biden asking Democrats do so much with so little in Congress, Associated Press. Nikola Jokic lays out Markieff Morris with cheap shot in wild scene, New York Post. SpaceX carries NASA astronaut mission home with safe water landing, The New York Times. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Trichologists explain when you should be worried about your hair loss. 10 ways therapists personally deal with SAD. Biden promised to take on Saudi Arabia over Jamal Khashoggi, the Saudis won. 9 store-bought Thanksgiving shortcuts that chefs love or hate. Big Bird comes up with scathing new name for Senator Ted Cruz in Late Show parody. Rep. Adam Kinzinger reportedly considered using his gun during U.S. Capitol riot. Stephen Colbert trolls Senator Ted Cruz with a blunt 2-letter comeback. Teen driver who hit cyclists while rolling coal on them faces felony charges in Texas. Democrats, critics call for action against Rep. Paul Gosar over grotesque post. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Detroit police searching for missing 17-year-old. Roger Stone threatens to run for Florida governor. Carjacking suspects in custody after police chase. Classmates and staff mourn death of student. Police, 3 officers shot, suspect arrested. Community rallies around pizzeria after fire. Feral hogs reportedly growing in North Texas. Group calls for community cash mod to help clothing shop recover. Nonprofit director indicted on theft charges. Dozens displaced after blaze scorches apartment. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Singapore to end free COVID care for those unvaccinated by choice. India risks COVID-19 complacency after its vaccine campaign. Nimble Will Nomad becomes the oldest person to hike the Appalachian Trail. Liberal hypocrisy is fueling inequality. The 1619 Project and the long battle over U.S. history. The biggest kink in America's supply chain, not enough truckers. Free Joe Biden, Sean Maloney on how Democrats can get back on track. 15-minute grocery delivery has come to New York City. Not everyone is happy. Black voters in Minneapolis wanted better policing, not posturing by progressives. What structural racism really means. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Tuesday, November 9th. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. All frontline NHS staff in England will need to be fully vaccinated against COVID by next spring. Dominic Raab defends Tory MP's legal work in Caribbean tax haven. Huntswoman caught on camera kicking and slapping horses married primary school teacher. How second-hand car sales are enjoying a 1980s-style Boise boom. Susanna Reid apologizes for asking a lesbian couple who will be mum. Full story of the 57-hour ordeal to save stricken caver in the Brecon Beacons. Mother describes brutal heartbreak after IVF clinic mixed up embryos and she raised another baby. Katya Jones had furious backstage meltdown before Strictly exit. Woman whose ill health caused her to lose her teeth and suffer hair loss looks unrecognizable. Red Wall Tories turn on Boris over Common Sleaze debacle. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Joe Who, Obama, as star power still dominates the world stage. Man with knife threatens passers-by in Norway, is shot dead. Trevor Reed, former Marine in Russian prison, goes on hunger strike over rights violations. Harnessing the energy of the ocean to power homes, planes and whiskey distilleries. Singapore delays appeal hearing on disabled man's execution. Denmark wants to reintroduce phased-out coronavirus pass. Fire sweeps through Niger preschool, killing at least 25 children. Migrants camp overnight at Polish border after tense day. Olympian murderer Oscar Pistorius, up for parole, may meet with slain girlfriend's parents. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Europe must seize this chance to help restore democracy in Hungary. Timothy Gartnash. Dean Stockwell, Quantum Leap and Blue Velvet actor, dies aged 85. Imran Khan is crushing the poor, anger rises as inflation grips Pakistan. Trump throws sand in gears of Capitol attack inquiry amid legal setbacks. Loved ones reunited at US Mexico border as COVID travel restrictions lifted. New Yorkers reject expanded voting access in stunning result. Being Britney by Jennifer Otterbeker. Review, one more time. Youngkin played the race card in Virginia, no Trump cards needed. Michael Harriot. Northern California sees more and more fire weather days, data shows. Astroworld disaster fuels wave of satanic conspiracy theories on TikTok. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Man with knife attacks passers-by in Norway, is shot dead. Biden pair sales pitch with victory lap, The Note. Lessons from a violence interrupter as shootings continue to ravage Chicago. Fire sweeps through school in Niger, killing 20 children. Cyprus to try as hitmen allegedly targeting Israelis. Franklin Graham undergoes heart surgery at Mayo Clinic. Alaska supermarket shooting suspect charged with murder. Robinhood hit by data breach exposing users' emails, names. Key takeaways from Day 5 of Kyle Rittenhouse homicide trial. Former U.S. Marine detained by Russia goes on hunger strike to protest treatment. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Belarus migrants, Poland fears armed border escalation. Sierra Leone tanker explosion, survivors try to rebuild lives. Man shot by Kyle Rittenhouse says he pointed own gun amid fears for life. Metallurgist admits faking steel test results for U.S. Navy subs. U.S. couple on alleged IVF swap, our memories of childbirth will always be tainted. Nagin Thrin, family prays for miracle to halt execution of man with low IQ. Astroworld, Travis Scott and Drake sued over deadly U.S. festival crush. Hundreds of migrants at Belarus border with Poland. Evergrande, crisis hit developer raises more cash as new deadline looms. California couple sue clinic for alleged IVF swap horror. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Brothers Osborne bring inclusivity to CMA Awards. Defense tries to show shooting victim is dishonest. U.S. reopens borders to vaccinated travelers. Neighbor cornered Ahmaud Arbery before he was fatally shot, officer says in murder trial. How long does Halloween candy last? What we know about storing treats this holiday season. Former officer testifies at Arbery death trial. Trash can from South Carolina washes ashore in Ireland, roughly 3,500 miles away. Delegates upbeat about progress at climate talks. Tennessee pastor tackles man who pointed gun at people during church service, police say. Tennessee pastor tackles, disarms man who pointed gun at people during church service. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Nightmare IVF mix-up leaves LA couple giving birth to other family's baby. Thousands protest COVID-19 vaccination mandates as LA's verification rules kick in. A Los Angeles attorney found a novel way to get Afghans into the U.S. Will it work? Toddler killed in crossfire of Oakland freeway gun battle. LA's new COVID-19 vaccination rules for businesses and venues go into effect today. Trafficking of plastic waste is on the rise and criminal groups are profiting, report says. Apple One computer, holy grail of vintage tech, to be auctioned off in Southern California. Faced with soaring D's and F's, schools are ditching the old way of grading. Podcast, How Filipino Americans Are the Latinos of Asia. October's torrential rains brought some drought relief, but California's big picture still bleak. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Tuesday, November 9th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Popular trading platform Robinhood reports security breach and user data leak. Huge mega trial convicts 70 members of Italy's biggest mafia group. Fresh outbreaks of highly contagious bird flu confirmed in Europe. Singapore court halts execution of intellectually disabled man who smuggled 43 grams of heroin. People unvaccinated by choice in Singapore no longer can receive free COVID-19 treatment. Ventavia, a subcontractor for Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine phase 3 clinical trial, allegedly falsified data, unblinded patients and was slow to follow up on adverse events. French Catholic Church will sell assets to compensate abuse victims. New coronavirus, likely from dogs, infects people in Malaysia and Haiti. Afghans sell children to survive as food crisis deepens under Taliban, report. Vatican to lose £100 million in London building sale. A good day to be a Kiwi, New Zealand legalizes assisted dying. Ethiopia appears to be detaining people based on ethnicity, Human Rights Commission warns. Pakistan lifts ban on radical Islamist party. Poland fears major incident as Belarus escorts hundreds of migrants towards Polish border. Climate on track to devastate world's poorest economies, study. The next headlines are from Forbes. Uncertainty defines new phases in the careers of Clayton Kershaw and Justin Verlander. Kid Vid power wild brain spark to handle ad sales for Gamma titles on Roblox. Dad of Astroworld victim says police told him son was not on list of dead. Albert Pujols heads list of aging free agents seeking last payday. Here's what we know about the University of Austin, the self-proclaimed anti-censorship institution. Another look at NHIP's biggest week ever on the Billboard charts. Jim Jordan alive upset over GOP's own proposed Ohio redistricting, here's why. Families and lovers reunite as U.S. relaxes COVID travel restrictions. Raiders release Damon Arnett over video showing him waving gun, making threats. WWE vs. E ratings, SmackDown stays over 2 million, Rampage falls. The next headlines are from Nature.com. COP26 scientist, how much carbon can the ocean absorb? Scammers impersonate guest editors to get sham papers published. Are mothers too easy to blame? How protein-based COVID vaccines could change the pandemic. I have to use a torch and watch my step, netting seabirds at night. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,743,435,990 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Leonardo DiCaprio in final talks to star in and produce MGM's Jim Jones movie. Shondaland taps Alyssa Schimmel to steer communications, Marco Esquivel rises to VP. Amy Mann checks in about her new Girl, Interrupted inspired album, Queens of the Summer Hotel. Why Ryan Murphy and Monica Lewinsky's impeachment collaboration feels so limited. Alanis Morissette to develop comedy series inspired by her life for ABC. Maui Film Festival plans safe return with screenings and honorees. Ingo Rademacher out at General Hospital after posting transphobic meme. AMC quarterly revenues beat projections as moviegoers begin to return to cinemas. Insecure, Jay Ellis on Lawrence's rocky adjustment to fatherhood and his futures with Kendala and Issa. Edward Norton, Indira Varma, Kerry Russell, Cherry Jones and Michael Gandolfini cast in extrapolations at Apple. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. A woman recalls the deadly car attack at the Charlottesville rally organizers' trial. Blocked for now, Biden's vaccine or test rule for workers faces uncertain future. Virginia school revisits its history as a polio vaccine trailblazer with COVID clinic. A study links facing discrimination at a young age with future mental health issues. January 6th panel issues new wave of subpoenas for ex-Trump officials. Migrants aided by Belarus try to push across Polish border. Dia takes aggressive stance toward pharmacists trying to dispense addiction medicine. A person shot in the arm by Kyle Rittenhouse in Kenosha takes the stand at his trial. Big Bird got vaccinated against COVID-19, drawing outrage from Republicans. Obama criticizes Russia and China, some of the largest emitters, at climate talks. The following headlines are from The Week. January 6 committee subpoenas 6 Trump advisors linked to attempt to overturn election. Republicans are 3 times more likely than Democrats to believe falsehoods about COVID-19. Star Wars Return to movie theaters hits a snag. What the CCP and CRT critics have in common. Howard Stern says Aaron Rodgers would be thrown out of the NFL if there was decency in this world. Alec Baldwin calls for hiring police officers to monitor weapon safety on film sets. Obama slams Trump over active hostility toward climate science at COP26. Trump reportedly threatened to leave the GOP and start his own party on call with RNC chair. Red America is now dying from COVID-19 at a clearly higher rate than Blue America. Houston police chief reportedly met with Travis Scott ahead of Astroworld show to express concern about crowd. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Unchecked and unbalanced. The next headlines are from Universe Today. We now know exactly which crater the Martian meteorites came from. Astronomers measure the atmosphere on a planet hundreds of light years away. Finally, here's the video of Webb's unboxing. These are the news headlines for today, Tuesday, November 9th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Favorite moon and planet photos, so far, November 2021. The next news is from Politico. French Catholic Church offers own assets to compensate sex abuse victims. Green claims common ground on vaccines with Nation of Islam. 5 takeaways from Facebook whistleblowers EU Parliament testimony. Germany's likely government prepares new rules to handle rampant coronavirus. Shooting victim says he was pointing his gun at Rittenhouse. Justices seek narrow ruling in mosque surveillance case. January 6 committee subpoenas Trump allies linked to DC war room. He's coming across like the in Tin Man up there. New Jersey's most powerful Democratic boss predicts midterm carnage. Trump, 2024 announcement probably coming after midterms. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Australian News Live, NSW set to surpass 90% vaccination rate as state records 222 new local COVID-19 cases, 4 deaths, Victoria records 1,069 new cases, 10 deaths. IBAC Victoria hearings live updates, Autumn Sumayurek to appear at Victorian Labour branch stacking inquiry for a second day of evidence. Warren Buffett's cash pile a sign of how worried he is about markets. 2GB's Ben Fordham extends lead in Sydney radio ratings. Transparency call on Australia's $60 billion offshore decommissioning risk. McGowan, Morrison Lockhorns over WA's 90% vaccination target. Victoria records 1,069 COVID-19 cases as rapid antigen tests make their way to Melbourne schools. Wall Street extends winning streak but Tesla sheds billions after Musk poll. ASX flat, NAB raises dividend, Newcrest falls after $3 billion purchase. NAB doubles dividend after profits soar to $6.5 billion, vows to cut fossil fuel financing. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Tesla buyers take out the longest auto loans. Frequent discrimination increases risk for mental health problems in young adults, here's where they most experience prejudice. Households with a member suffering from depression exhibit striking differences in shopping behavior. Earnings results, TripAdvisor CEO to depart next year, stock drops after earnings. Market Extra, Ford kicks off $2.5 billion green bond financing on heels of infrastructure deal. The moneyest. I use credit cards for everything. I'm 36, earn $62,000 and have $290,000 in retirement savings. My wife is a stay-at-home mom. Are we doing okay? The moneyest. I have an $8.5 million estate and 9 kids, 3 of whom have not proven to be responsible. Should I cut them out of my will? DraftKings, Caesars among 9 approved sports betting operators in New York. The Wall Street Journal, McDonald's CEO apologizes for texts to Chicago mayor in which critics say he blamed shooting victims' families. Earnings results, Roblox stock soars more than 30% as Halloween outage fails to stop October growth. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Edwin H. Frobler, News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM, News Talk 94.9 WSJM. Innovation, a product of knowledge, collaboration and time to think, UCF. The patently obvious need to protect COVID-19 vaccine intellectual property, Tadayuk News. IP not as a burden, but rather as a crucial business tool. Tech. GCANRs announces initiation of preclinical study for neuropsychiatric cannabinoid therapy, Yahoo Finance. Someone's copying my invention. What should I do? Cambridge Wireless. The next headlines are from Quartz. What is the future of Travis Scott's endorsement deals after the Astroworld tragedy? Then rich countries are dodging climate liability. A surge in the U.S. affordable housing supply is coming from people who cannot afford their homes. Cadillac is dropping hundreds of dealers who aren't ready for electric cars. The metaverse cannot go mainstream without brick-and-mortar stores. What the $1.2 trillion U.S. infrastructure bill is doing for construction stocks. Streaming now, your next shopping experience. Barack Obama's message to young people at COP26, stay angry. Overworked mental health care providers at Kaiser are threatening a strike. How economic sanctions drove money transfers in West Africa underground. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Congress tries to ram the ill-informed Inform Bill into the must-pass NDAA. Transparency activists dump 1.8 terabytes of police helicopter surveillance footage. Israeli malware merchants NSO Group, Kangaroo added to Commerce Department export blacklist. Daily Deal, the 2021 Complete CompTIA Certification Prep Super Bundle. Killing website comment sections wasn't the brilliant move many newsroom leaders assumed. Fifth Circuit says man cannot sue federal agencies for allegedly targeting him after he refused to be an FBI informant. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Rivian IPO. Damon Arnett. Pedro Feliciano. Eagles. Kyle Rittenhouse. Cole Anthony. Vin Diesel. Namibia versus India. AMD stock. Emily Ratajkowski. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Helicopter lands at Lincoln Memorial to airlift shooting victim found near reflecting pool, videos. White House tells Americans to ignore court hold on vaccine mandate. Florida flight attendant describes vaccination coercion at DeSantis anti-mandate presser. MSNBC claims jump in U.S. inflation is a good thing, actually. Dozens of elementary school children killed in classroom blaze in Niger. Buttigieg explains how he'll deconstruct racist U.S. roadways. Obama demands urgency on climate, but says nothing about carbon footprint of bombing campaigns. Watch, migrants fell trees to breach Poland-Belarus border fence. Bari Weiss no accreditation, no degree university for the cancel triggers mass bemusement. Washington blasts Belarus over migrant crisis on Polish border. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Australian nurse charged after pretending to administer vaccine. White House pushes schools to vaccinate 28 million 5-11-year-old students, should they? Stop looking at Danchenko, start looking at Andrew Weissman and Robert Mueller. House version of Biden's SALT economic agenda set to predominantly benefit wealthy, high-tax states. Trump hints at Biden rematch, you think I kid, but I'm not. Farmers wait weeks for John Deere parts as strikes paralyze Midwest factories. CNN airs town hall with Sesame Street puppets encouraging kids to get vaccinated. David Stockman on the Green Mageddon, and what it means for you. Elliot's Wolfpack plans to divide Toshiba into 3 standalone companies by 2023. MSNBC goes full clone third, gaslights that inflation is a good thing, deletes tweet after angry backlash. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Hot air, skepticism over Indonesia's COP26 deforestation pledges. New Zealand, thousands protest against compulsory COVID jabs. Hong Kong won't reopen before mid-2022, government advisor says. WhatsApp can sue Israeli firm NSO Group, U.S. appeals court rules. U.S. Capitol riot panel subpoenas more former Trump allies. Trump types back seeks Wall Street support. U.S. charges 2 suspected hackers over ransomware attacks. U.S. Supreme Court hears arguments in Muslim civil rights case. Will Taliban support for a vaccination drive eradicate polio? Pakistan government, ban TTP group reach ceasefire agreement. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Exclusive Peter Navarro, millions died because sociopath Fauci withheld details of Wuhan lab from Trump administration. White House confirms Biden effort to shut down another major pipeline. Poll, more approve of Trump's handling of key issues than Biden's performance. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, liar Aaron Rodgers allowed to keep playing while Kaepernick remains blacklisted. Watch, large crowd gathers in LA to protest vaccine mandates. Poll, Biden's approval rating sinks by double digits. China hopes Biden infrastructure bill will deliver death blow to U.S. manufacturing. Republicans who supported Biden's $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill once opposed $25 billion for border wall. GOP Senator Marshall, Biden vaccine mandate a gross violation of our constitutional rights. Parents outraged after teacher's history quiz trashes conservatives. The next headlines are from UPI News. Lottery player's second look reveals $813,336 jackpot. Runaway trash can floats from South Carolina to Ireland. World's oldest conductor breaks his own record at 103. Watch, bear wanders through California neighborhood, swims in backyard pool. Watch, hikers share tense encounter with mountain lion in California. Watch, Georgia judge banishes elf on the shelf from his county. Watch, man catches 49 teeth in mouth in 1 minute for world record. Watch, California firefighters rescue deer from canal. 10-foot high gaming joystick named world's largest by Guinness World Records. Watch, moose takes run on South Dakota State University's football field. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. After noticing lack of good sticks at park, dad turns old tree branches into stick library for neighborhood dogs. 80-year-old powerlifter continues to lift 700 pounds and inspire seniors to hit the gym. No link between exercise and developing arthritis in the knee. Early humans were serial heartbreakers. A known ghost ancestor appears in analysis of genome. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Tuesday, November 9th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. California parents sue after getting another couple's embryo. Two couples gave birth to each other's babies after a mix-up at a fertility clinic and spent months raising children that weren't theirs before swapping the infants. Heinz debuts Mars Edition ketchup made with tomatoes grown in Mars conditions. Man donated his body to science. Company sold $500 tickets to his dissection. French couple wins legal fight over wind turbine syndrome. Anti-vaxxer who intentionally caught virus now regrets his actions. Alberta judge convicts man of assault for coughing on server in Calgary bar. Woman visits toilet at vegan cafe and finds satanic sex cult meeting. New York woman charged with assault after she hit a train conductor in the face with a pumpkin, district attorney says. A mom was arrested after she brought a knife to a police station hoping to stab the necrophiliac who raped her dead daughter. Follow-up. Scuba diver thought it was just a log in a lake. Turns out they discovered a 1,200-year-old canoe. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Review: Urbanista solar-powered Los Angeles headphones feel like the future. Robots don't care what Josh Hawley thinks about masculinity. Rivian's gender discrimination lawsuit reinforces a sad trend in the auto world. Startup harnesses self-supervised learning to tackle speech recognition biases. Watch: first ever drag race between flying cars. A forensic analysis of Elon Musk's Twitter poll on Tesla stock. How the Karma app can change driver behavior. This pre-Black Friday sale on 10 top drones drops prices for almost all below $100. Australia is sending a rover to the moon to get water? Get these Python questions right to ace your data science job interview. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Bedtime linked with heart health. Blood plasma protein fibrinogen interacts directly with nerve cells to cause brain inflammation. Diet restricted size of hunter-gatherer societies. Livestock antibiotics and rising temperatures disrupt soil microbial communities. Scientists issue new climate adaptation scorecard. Why did glacial cycles intensify a million years ago? Why nitrous oxide emissions should factor into climate change mitigation. New study pinpoints likely path of COVID-related plastic waste in the ocean. A new tool for studying COVID's impact on gut health. Immunotherapy chemotherapy treatment coupled with in-depth genomic analysis leads to improved survival for patients with mesothelioma. The next headlines are from Information Week. Data center TCO factors you cannot afford to overlook. 10 top skills for cloud computing. Microsoft CEO Nadella outlines forward-looking tech trends. How to prevent your next cybersecurity attack. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Tuesday, November 9th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Rochelle Kaplan, Romney is misguided on defending filibuster. Eric Paschal is remaking himself into a perimeter defender for the Jazz. Weather will be wet this week in northern Utah, but the weekend should be nice. Legislative redistricting website overwhelmed, leaving public unable to comment online on maps. Princeton gerrymandering project says legislative redistricting maps violate the traditional principles of keeping counties whole. It's got to be fun. Bayou's basketball team focusing on grins and wins as Cougars open the 2021-2022 season. Bagley cartoon, Tyrannical Government. Wendy Dennehy and Aaron Young, is the filibuster the best tool to protect against extremes? No, do these things instead. Ogden officer who shot, wounded man with knife felt threatened, court records say. Rex Facer, Independent Redistricting Commission provides nonpartisan map options. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Japan to create scheme to subsidize domestic chip output. Transparency activists dump 1.8 terabytes of police helicopter surveillance footage. Are evil, day of reckoning for a notorious cyber gang. Truckload of GPUs stolen on their way out of San Francisco. Google's parent company briefly hits $2 trillion valuation. Robinhood says it was hacked and extorted but nobody lost any money. De novo protected games rendered unplayable after domain expires. Microsoft will now snitch on you at work like never before. U.S. charges Ukrainian, Russian, over cyber attack, seizes $6 million in ransom payments. Reddit to tokenize karma points and onboard 500 new users, report says. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Shilta Manager of the Year finalist. St. Louis City scrambles to reopen COVID antibody center after state cuts funding. New goal set for emergency responders to clear accidents off Missouri highways. Murder charges filed in East St. Louis killing. Why holiday light installers say now is the time to get those decorations up. Why a fireball may light up the sky tonight. 64-year-old charged with Park Avenue murder in city's Gate neighborhood. 3 more Missouri counties cross 40% full vaccination. Missouri theme park nominated for best holiday event in U.S. State's attorney argues required ID to own guns in Illinois is unconstitutional. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Much better than I thought, travelers on border traffic as restrictions lifted. Invasion of privacy or crime prevention, Santee considers new camera program. Newsom yet to participate as state lawmakers attend Scotland climate conference. 2 jailed in deadly park shooting. California parents sue after getting another couple's embryo. What San Diego has to offer for UN climate change conference. Knott's Berry Farm offers discounted tickets to service members, veterans for military tribute days. Ex-Padres manager Tingler hired by Minnesota Twins as bench coach. Veterans Day 2021, freebies, discounts to honor our brave. Catholic schools of Diocese of San Diego to allow vaccine exemptions. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. China prepares to write Xi Jinping into history. Zhang Weili falls in split decision at UFC 268. A historic plenum, and what it means for U.S.-China relations. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Tuesday, November 9th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Governor Newsom yet to participate as state lawmakers attend Scotland climate conference. Naked man rescued after days trapped in wall of historic New York theater. San Jose leaders to vote on removal of controversial Thomas Fallon statue. Myrtle Beach trash bin washes ashore in Ireland. Man arrested for shattering car windows, threatening officers in Palo Alto, police. 49ers right tackle Mike McGlinchey out for season with torn quad. Bay Area airports to get much-needed boost as travel restrictions loosen in U.S. Grandparents await tugs, spouses reunite as U.S. borders open. Chris Leach named San Jose Earthquakes general manager. Historic concert venue in San Francisco listed for undisclosed price. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Broncos get good news on injured rookie Patrick Surtain. Australia announces policy to boost electric car sales. A mass loss of control, answers SWAT in Houston concert. MBI'd out against Knicks due to health and safety protocols. Mullen contrite, confident he can fix Florida's problems. Mothers mourn two Naperville brothers till the end after concert brings another tragedy. Experts, crowd safety techniques should have prevented stampede that killed two Naperville men. Pritzker signs change to Healthcare Right of Conscience Act. Round Lake man charged in crash that killed his mother. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Sarah Nelson appears likely to win open Seattle City Council seat, Teresa Mosqueda poised to defend hers. Report, Seattle South Lake Union among the top 20 U.S. neighborhoods in apartment growth. WSDOT staff shortage could mean longer closures, less plowing on Washington roads this winter. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Terry 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Sandra 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Cameroon, Nigeria. Drought is ongoing in Angola. Drought is ongoing in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Iran. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in China, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Tuesday, November 9th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cypher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. Winter is coming, global energy markets and the impact on national security. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. 4 hospitalized after shooting in Pasadena, police say. Questions rise over how security handled Astroworld Festival tragedy. Teen driver who plowed into bicyclists faces 6 felony charges, authorities say. Houston Open concert series canceled in light of Astroworld Festival tragedy. Texas A&M student party Shahani in critical condition after Astroworld. 13 investigates looks at warning signs leading up to Astroworld tragedy. 9-year-old boy fighting for his life after being crushed at Astroworld Festival. Next front arrives on Veterans Day. ABC 13 to host town hall on Astroworld Festival tragedy investigation. Astroworld victim Axel Acosta's body was trampled like a piece of trash, attorney Tony Busby says. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Randall leads Knicks past shorthanded 76ers, 103-96. Otani finalist for MVP, Schilt Final 3 for Manager of Year. White House, U.S. will discuss Michigan pipeline with Canada. Senate candidate denies estranged wife's allegations. New Mexico considers hourly $15 minimum for state workers. Biden, notorious bridge may finally get fixed in $1 trillion bill. California marks 3rd anniversary of wildfire that killed 85. All aboard, Austrian minister takes train to climate talks. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Queens Melinda Katz moves to expunge 60 convictions linked to corrupt NYPD officers. Extra Extra, welcome to the University of Extra Extra, where the links are the professors. Staten Island drops charges against man following NYPD drug planting allegations. NY moves to crack down on robocalls, don't expect the scammers to go quietly. At some schools, overwhelming demand for kids' vaccines on first day of NYC public school vaccine clinics. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Early edition, welcome back, rich overseas tourists. Photos, jubilant crowds cheer on some 30,000 runners at 50th NYC Marathon. SNL recap, Kieran Culkin tries to cancel Cable and Goober the Clown talks abortion. Succession Power Rankings, Lion in the Meadow. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. UN's indispensable partners barred from entering Secretariat building. Optimizing sustainable groundwater management calls for a system-thinking approach. Ethiopia, future of Tigray and Horn of Africa in grave uncertainty. Myanmar, 3 million inches need of humanitarian aid, world is watching UN relief chief warns generals. A possible childcare solution. A matter of life or death, at COP26, vulnerable countries tell developed nations it's time to keep their promise on climate finance. Rights experts urge Singapore to halt execution of man with mental disability. Half world's population, exposed to floods, storms, tsunamis, by 2030. UN system generated 25% fewer greenhouse gas emissions in 2020. New FAO analysis reveals carbon footprint of agri-food supply chain. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Company that paid largest healthcare fraud penalty in history claims its new COVID drug cuts hospitalization, death by 85%. Politics is a total sham, Aaron Rodgers destroys both parties, champions bodily autonomy, becomes uncancelable. FBI searches home of Project Veritas founder O'Keefe, neighbors. Bill Gates warns of smallpox bioterror attacks and urges world leaders to use germ games to prepare. Dallas police helicopter reveals disturbing pattern of public surveillance. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. January 6 panel subpoena 6 more Trump associates in probe. No, the Astroworld tragedy wasn't the result of satanic rituals. Letter accuses Facebook of stealing Meta company's name and livelihood. Woman leaves house to neighbor ad is not a true story. The Queen of England and the farting horse. Pic of gas generator charging Tesla wasn't shot in US. Game on, 9-foot video game joystick on record as largest. With a wink, judge fights tyranny of elf on the shelf. US charges 2 suspected major ransomware operators. As rules ease, travelers head to US for emotional reunions. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Great gifts for people who are always talking about how cold they are. Dyson's under-the-radar online outlet is one of the internet's best-kept secrets. $1 million lawsuits against Travis Scott are multiplying. Newsmax host freaks out over Big Bird and vaccines, Sesame Street are a bunch of communists. Josh Hawley knows nothing about what makes a real man, or a good one. 2 California couples swap babies in IVF mix-up, suit says. Spotify users boycott Travis Scott after Astroworld deaths, I feel physically sick listening. Nightmare case of Afghan baby who vanished after being handed to US troops at impasse. TikTok and QAnon panic over Satanism conspiracies at deadly Travis Scott concert. Fed sees millions in sprawling ransomware bust. The next headlines are from the New York Post. These giants can determine their futures after bye week. Another therapy session for the continually suffering Jets fan. Julius Randle answers his own challenge in Knicks bounce-back win over 76ers. Billionaire oil heiress Ivy Getty weds in San Francisco. Person airlifted from Lincoln Memorial with self-inflicted gunshot wound. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Snapshot I. Alma spots moon-forming disk around distant exoplanet. The first space hotel plans to open in 2027. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. 4 space station astronauts wrap up 199-day mission. How to watch longest partial lunar eclipse. Environmentalists fight to protect peat bogs essential to balancing carbon emissions. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. NYC Council newcomer Julie Menin firmly denies rumor she's considering run for speaker. Hochul unveils $450 million tourism and unemployment package to boost hospitality industry. Mobile sports betting for the win as NY approved 9 licenses including DraftKings, FanDuel and BetMGM. Military identifies remains of missing in action Korean War soldier. As NYC speakers raise heats up, Francisco Moyle faces questions over his silence on sexual harassment allegations. Howard Stern sacks Aaron Rodgers over COVID, tells him to go to Joe Rogan next time he gets injured. Woman arrested after 4th person dies following paddleboarding incident in Wales. Cuomo lawyer calls on AG James to probe Albany sheriff that filed groping charge against the former governor. Thought I was going to die, Rittenhouse shooting victim says. Obama warns about climate change at UN summit, time really is running out. The following headlines are from military.com. Troops with family trapped in Afghanistan get extraction help offer from Pentagon. White House, Congress clash over how to combat extremism in the military. Military surgeons are losing medical skills, study says. Could off-base care be why? Mexico's army stands between gangs, enforcing turf divisions. Veterans Day parades make a comeback, but COVID is still holding some cities off. Artillery Command is the latest unit relaunch for growing Europe mission. France flexes muscle, puts warship in Eastern Mediterranean. Astronaut conducts first spacewalk by Chinese woman. Report, NSO spyware found on 6 Palestinian activists' phones. Satellite images show China-built mock-ups of U.S. warships. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. No bail for man accused of shooting Bensonville police officer 8 times during domestic call. More Chicago police officers are complying with vaccination status reporting, but fewer are vaccinated. Families remember best friends Jacob Jurinek and Franco Patino from Naperville who died at Astroworld. Governor J.B. Pritzker signs measure aimed at closing loophole that could allow people to skirt workplace vaccine mandates. Lone survivor in Kyle Rittenhouse shooting acknowledges unholstering his own gun, worrying about teen safety. Man receives 3-year prison term for the starvation deaths of 2 dogs, one of which was found in Naperville. Oaklawn police say they have 2 people in custody in suspected industrial carjacking. 4 corner hustlers bus convicted of racketeering conspiracy involving 4 murders, extortion and robbery. Sports betting at Chicago stadiums, proposal brings out high-powered backers, but casino bidder books. James Duffy, former ABC television network president, dies. The following headlines are from FIS.org. How state policymakers can use data from novel study to meet climate goals. Study reveals the diet-restricted size of hunter-gatherer societies. How prolonged radiation exposure damages nuclear reactors. Hunting for alien planet with a new solar telescope. COVID-19 has a negative influence on prosocial behavior, find study. Planetologists investigate origin of heavy bombardment of the moon 3.9 billion years ago. New research informs treatment of sudden oak death, a killer of millions of trees. 4 station astronauts catch ride with SpaceX back home. In a laboratory experiment, researchers simulate alternative hydrocarbon formation through reduction of acetic acid. Latin American rice breeding gets a boost from genomic tools. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Tuesday, November 9th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Ovechkin ties Hull for fourth all-time, Caps down Sabres 5-3. We lock our arms, and we go. Huskies look to keep focus following Jimmy Lake's suspension. John Donovan firing. Iran bans newspaper that linked Supreme Leader to poverty. Port Angeles welcomes Canadians on first coho sailing. Washington governor signs executive order for electric fleet. Pete Carroll stays mum on whether the Seahawks will put in a claim for Odell Beckham Jr. Metallurgist admits faking steel test results for Navy subs. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Contra Costa charges Pittsburgh trio in robbery spree. Palo Alto, man arrested after allegedly threatening to shoot officers. U.S. charges 2 in massive ransomware attack. NSO spyware reportedly found on activists' phones. San Jose becomes largest U.S. city to set a carbon neutral by 2030 goal. Where's Governor Newsom? Aide dispels bad booster reaction rumor. Antioch man charged with murdering his sister and her boyfriend in Oakland, allegedly claimed shooting sister was accidental. How flawed was San Jose State's first investigation into athletic trainer sex abuse scandal? Decade later, school releases document that shows. Mission San Jose in Fremont vandalized with spray paint. Letters, more solar what Biden can do. Democrats' priorities coded vulgarity. Cancel culture. Freedom's limits. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. J.B. Pritzker, Illinois governor, signs COVID vaccine amendment to right of conscience law. Franklin Graham has heart surgery at Mayo Clinic. Ted Cruz, Texas secession in play if Democrats fundamentally destroy U.S. Most Protestant churches reopen to worshippers, survey finds. China using mock-ups of U.S. warships for target practice. Joe Biden honors Milwaukee Bucks at White House. New fiscal year begins with lower federal deficit. Inside the Beltway, America wakes up to Biden failures. John Durham wins over toughest critic with revelations of Dem scheme behind Trump-Russia probe. U.S. scrambles for bases in Central Asia after Afghanistan withdrawal. The next headlines are from The Intercept. North Carolina appeals courts have never found that prosecutors discriminated against black jurors. 2 cases could change that. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Tuesday, November 9th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Coverage of Sheila Von Weismack's murder and Heather Mack's 2015 trial. Cubs ready to embark on new course. White Sox Lance Lynn among Cy Young finalists. Pritzker signs ban on using moral objections to avoid life-saving COVID-19 requirements, but GOP rivals blast more tyrannical rule. Federal infrastructure money should help bail out Chicago's lead waterline replacement program. Gold Glove winner Dallas Keuchel motivated to be better in 2022. Culver's opens in Pullman, continues community's renaissance. Bulls guard Zach LaVine watching numbers dip as injured thumb heals. Feds want to seize aircraft that landed at Gary Airport amid drug investigation. The sky is the limit at St. Ignatius's basketball practice tips off across the state. The next headlines are from the Times of India. In Rohit Sharma, we have a capable guy, Ravi Shastri. India boss Namibia to T20 World Cup campaign. Sidhu, Congress may take decision soon. COVID Live, UK to recognize Covaxin from November 22nd. Carry probe, SC wants monitoring by Reddit judge. On pre-Paul Kirana visit, Yogi attacks telepathy mindset. COVID, vaccination for kids only after nod to Covaxin. Drugs case, SRK's manager fails to turn up before sit. China to skip meet on Afghanistan hosted by India. Middleman got bribes from Rafale makers in 2007 to 2012, report. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Tuesday, November 9th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Multiple plaintiffs will be filing suit in the Astroworld tragedy. Review, Alabama at the Toyota Center November 7, 2021. Dolphins take down Texans in turnover-laden affair, 17-9. Federal funds to jumpstart the Texas bullet train? Things to do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston this week. 4 winners, 4 losers, Astros 2021 season edition. 4 horror classics to view before seeing Tvurchez live. The next headlines are about world records making news. Svensson sets 5-game record on way to topping IBF Super World Championships, in Games.Bees. This Alberta museum now has 5 world records for their Jurassic-sized collection of fossils, Curiosity. A 9-foot video game joystick now holds a Guinness World Record, CNN. Led by Philippe Dufour, Philips' $74.5 million watch auction shattered multiple world records, Rob report. Man catches 49 apples in teeth in 1 minute for world record, UPI News. Man holds the world record for most pubs visited in a lifetime, Bro Bible. 105-year-old Louisiana woman sets new world record in 100-meter race, WKRC-TV Cincinnati. World record-holding energy innovator Bryson New Energy takes innovation to the next level through security token offerings, STO, the tokenizer. Guinness World Records called in for possible biggest potato in the world. The Hill. World record broken for thinnest X-ray detector ever created, phys.org. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Google's new pet portraits feature helped me find my cat's historical doppelganger. Vulcan's Hammer, Philip K. Dick's 1960 tale of AI Gone Wild, is heading to the big screen. Robinhood hack compromises millions of customer email addresses and names. A rare copy of Jodorowsky's Dune book is up for auction. Andrew Garfield talks Spider-Man, money is the thing that has corrupted all of us and led to the terrible ecological collapse that we are all about to die under. Palantir co-founder starts anti-woke university with clown car of intellectual dark web dweebs. The Witcher's new franchise universe is kind of making it up as it goes along. This hand gesture popularized on TikTok led to the rescue of abducted girl, police say. Sea lions are reclaiming their territory in New Zealand, humans be damned. The final Ghostbusters, Afterlife trailer ain't afraid of no spoilers. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Tete in Mozambique at 110.3 degrees Fahrenheit or 43.5 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 67 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 55 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. What the physics of crowds can tell us about the tragic deaths at Astroworld. Rodgers is wrong, NFL says league docs never talked to him about vaccine. A brief love letter to Xbox's new colorful, cool-looking Forza gamepad. Hacking group says it has found encryption keys needed to unlock the PS5. Biden's historic $65 billion broadband plan approved by Congress. Disney Plus will slash your HD TV's black bars with IMAX digital update. Here's what the infrastructure bill means for road safety and EVs. Testing shows the Pixel 6 cannot actually do 30W quick charging. Forget bendy screens, Microsoft patents foldable mouse. Leaked Alder Lake Core i3 would be first interesting budget CPU in almost 2 years. The following headlines are from Raw Story. New Zealand QAnon fans believe Trump secretly arrested their prime minister 2 years ago. Sorry, Josh Hawley, a left doesn't hate masculinity, women just don't want to make you a sandwich. It was a delicious con. NRA insider reveals how they used donor cliques to swindle cash. CNN's Jim Acosta drops profane rant about Department of Justice not yet charging Steve Bannon with criminal contempt. Ocasio-Cortez smacks creepy Paul Guzzer over anime murder video. He fundraises for neo-Nazi groups. Hope your family dies. Trump supporter leaves threatening message for Republican who backed infrastructure. Sick behavior. Dem Congressman tears too into Paul Guzzer for anime video of himself killing AOC. Boss moves by workers. MSNBC's Ari Melber explains the new way employees are sticking it to corporate America. Trump trashes Chris Christie and mocks him for leaving office with 9% approval. Dennis Prager bafflingly claims gay men weren't seen as pariahs during the AIDS crisis. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. In the middle of infrastructure talks, Joe Manchin has pursued a book deal. The city's recycled wastewater is too pure to actually drink. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Opinion: the rough road to the $1 trillion bill, The New York Times. Lost in Space-Time newsletter, will a twisted universe save cosmology? New Scientist. How to announce the discovery of extraterrestrial life, and be taken seriously, Air and Space magazine. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Materials advancement accelerates the realization of AI technology, phys.org. The Agile Brain, what is neuroplasticity and how we can use it to our advantage, Entrepreneur. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Tuesday, November 9, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. So you think you found aliens, now what? That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Tuesday, November 9, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. Newsite is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by Newsite. All rights reserved.